Picked up a quintuplet acorn from my yard. I feel like this is a little bit more than mildly interesting. What are the freaking odds of that? This apartment statue of two bears looking at each other in my city. Okay, that one is mildly interesting. The flower on this tree looks like a little hummingbird. Oh my god, it really does. That's significantly more uncanny than I would have guessed. The progression of this blanket as my daughter started learning, then really improved at crochet. That's so cool. You can see her experience in real time. Also, what are her prices? I would love to buy a blanket. My remote is so old, it has a Blockbuster button. No frickin' way. What in the world would that button have done? I know Blockbuster kinda tried to jump in on Netflix's bandwagon, but ultimately failed. I didn't know they tried hard enough to put a button on a remote. Well, how about that? Really, what are the odds of some of these photographs so far? A blue clipper just happens to land on its own infographic? Come on. Dead cicada looks like Darth Vader. Oh man, I despise bugs. But if there's one thing I hate more than bugs, it's dead ones, because they scare me just as bad. There is a brief moment of terror where you think you've stumbled upon a horrifying insect in your bathroom, only to learn that it's a dead horrifying insect, and now you kinda have to get rid of it. 3 ears I grew from the same heirloom corn variety. Oh, those are beautiful. The fruity pebbles of corn. Seriously, those can't be real. They're too pretty. Tipped a bucket of dirty water down the sink and it made a pretty cool pattern. Ooh, I'll say that's a cool pattern. Now please clean your sink. Twinkies and Pop-Tarts in the Swedish Disgusting Food Museum. Hey, whoa! What the hell, Swedes? What's your problem? I know they're not exactly healthy, but they're delightful. Kiss my ass. You want to talk about disgusting foods? Why don't you go on over to Lexi's TikTok or YouTube and take a look at the types of stuff that she reviews, and then come back to me and say Twinkies and Pop-Tarts are disgusting, okay? Storm drains in Japan are so pretty. You know, from what I've seen, everything in Japan is pretty. Why would I be surprised that the storm drain covers are too? You hear that, Japan? You win at everything, including manhole covers. God! The frozen droplets on the freezer ceiling at my work. Oh, that kind of creeps me out. I immediately get a fight or flight response from seeing those. An economy class meal on a Japanese airline. Oh my god, is that beer? No freaking way. Dude, this is so unfair. I'm about to take a flight to the United Kingdom, and I swear to God it's gonna be 9 hours of me wishing I had a package of peanuts. Thanks, United. A bowling pin-shaped egg from my chicken. Wow, she squeezed a little too hard on that one, huh? Eggplants that actually look like eggs. Isn't it because they're not quite ripe yet? Look, I clearly don't know too much about vegetation or vegetables in general. If you've seen what I look like, you'll understand. But these don't look like they're ready. Whoa, that would definitely make me do a double take. What's Dave Grohl doing all the way out here in the forest? There are fish that live in the flooded basement of an abandoned building by my job. Life, finds a way. Frozen hard-boiled egg. Ooh, I don't like that at all. Wow, no thanks, guys. Looks like my fingertips after getting out of my 1 hour long shower. I took this picture of my apartment's business room, and it looks like a video game. You cannot convince me that that's an actual photograph of an actual place. I refuse to believe it. This is 100% the setting for a horror game, and you're not gonna convince me otherwise. You can tell which one of my lenses has a prescription by the shadows they cast. That's actually incredibly nifty. What the hell? A bunch of golf balls cut in half. Wow, I was not expecting this much of a disparity between each and every golf ball. I mean, have we not standardized how we make golf balls? Everything we grew during quarantine. Tomato basil, sage, chili, lemon, leeks, and our first ever lemon harvest. Man, I can't even get a peace lily to stay alive. How are you doing this? You know, this is the second time I have seen some inanimate object accidentally create a treble clef, and I'm speechless. I'm genuinely speechless. Oh, would you look at that? You found my heart. Where was it this time? Oh, it was buried in the ground again? Yeah, that figures. A mouse was trying to hide in a vine in my room this morning. Very stealthy, young Padawan. But not good enough. This perfectly square ice crystal that formed on my ice lolly. Well, would you look at that? An unknown Unknown illness emerges in China. 59 infected, reporting from January of 2020. Unknown illness hits China. Local authorities have ruled out SARS and bird flu as the cause of a disease that has affected 59 people. Oh God, I hate seeing that so goddamn much. Could have stopped it so much sooner. Oh, wow. This jerky ships with a flosser inside. Well, thank God. You know how needed that is? That crap is not only expensive, but it's gonna get stuck places it shouldn't. My 4-year-old kitty with dwarfism with her normal-sized son, about 6 weeks old. Aww. It's kind of like me and my mom. My mom's like 5'5", I'm 6'3". Whoa, what in the world's going on here? I genuinely don't like it. The spatula that came with the cake from a Korean bakery has matches inside and a spot on the back of the spatula to light them. Huh, that seems a little unnecessary. Wouldn't a standard box of matches on the side do just as well? What? This can't be something that happens every time, right? Like, there's absolutely no way. Found this newspaper movie section from 1980 during some home construction. Ooh, let's see what we got. All right. Goldie Hawn in Private Benjamin. Never saw that. Is that Xanadu in the top there? I did unfortunately see that one. Flash Gordon. Never saw it. Empire Strikes Back. Of course I've frickin' seen it. Lovers and Liars. Another Goldie Hawn movie, I don't care. And then, ooh, would you look at that? I'm thinking Arby's. What about you? No? What about Jakey's then? That's right, Nakey Jakey. I'm thinking of you. On September 2nd, 2019, a dog park record was established. 4 dogs, in quick succession, peed on 1 woman. You have no idea how happy it makes me that someone out there, whether they're a city official or not, decided to commemorate this perfect occasion with a plaque nailed to the tree. That looks absolutely delicious. I'm no longer thinking Arby's or Jakey's, I'm thinking IHOP. Let's go. This picture I took today looks like it was taken 40 years ago. Was it not taken 40 years ago? Is the UK really stuck in time? Comparison of a fully pollinated cucumber to a poorly pollinated one. Yes, you see, without bees, we are all going to die. Or rather, not just bees specifically, but any insect that pollinates. Like bees! There are a few insects on my radar that, while they still terrify me despite being a little bit cute, you know, like bumblebees, I will never, ever harm one. Wear a face covering. Okay, I don't like the way that guy's looking at me though. He's got a pretty neat hat though. My dad has sand from over 200 places from around the world. It's actually a pretty cool collection and incredibly unique to him. Oh, is that the black sand from Iceland? Hell yeah! The tomato we grew looks like Sauron's eye. Put the ring back, cast it back into the fire from whence it came. Aw, I'm so happy that you're also happy to see me. I'm gonna scoop your face out and eat it. This never-ending-ish design on a can of non-stick spray. Wow, that just keeps on going, doesn't it? It is somewhat interesting when a company makes something like this and overthinks the design. Springfield, Oregon has lots of Simpsons murals. Wow, those look incredible. God, I really need to get back to Oregon someday. My plane has Star Wars themed seats. Discovered Curious George getting high on ether in one of my kids' books. George was very curious. It smelled funny. Suddenly his head began to turn. Then he felt as if he were flying. Then rings and stars danced before his eyes. Then everything went dark. No, George! No! Why do you have to go out like this? That's actually really, really cool. That might almost make up for the egregious bag charges and other garbage you have to deal with while on a plane. Not completely, but almost. Squids have teeth in their suction cups that need to be cleaned out before cooking. Wow, I didn't know that. Now that I do, I'm really glad I'm never ever going to prepare squid on my own. Our food delivery came with the temperatures of the chef and packer to be COVID safe. That's something I would absolutely not mind seeing going forward, DoorDash. My mom's original ticket to see the Beatles' 1965 Shea Stadium concert. Damn right it better be framed. That's a really cool piece of history your mom's got. I found a pebble that looks like a slice of French toast. Dude, I am not gonna lie. I would have bit down on this thing. The pattern made from cleaning my bike's valve face looks like a Tolkien map. It does. Good lord. Yo, is that Mordor down there? Found a moose tooth in the creek. Holy God, that is utterly massive. Yes, I am your Uber driver. Where are we going? Oh, I know exactly where that is. It'll take us about 7 years. Wall at my house looks like a giant upvote. Not bad, not bad at all. This picture I took in a mine shows glass that has 2% of uranium. That's why it glows in ultraviolet light. That is gorgeous. What the hell? If you needed any evidence to believe just how easily impressed I am, me gawking at all of this crap from Mildly Interesting definitely proved it. I have smooth brain. I apologize. Olive Garden USB drive that looks like a bag of breadsticks. Where the hell can I get an Olive Garden USB drive? This vintage record player / radio upcycled into a mid-century modern cat bed featuring Owen the cat. Aww. Owen seems to really enjoy it. This vitamin tablet matches my kitchen countertop. It matches it far too well. That freaks me out a little bit. Some of these have spooked me just a tiny bit. I wouldn't recommend taking your cookies and cream tablet. You might want to go back and get something different. This grocery display contains both watermelon and watermelon cakes. Watermelon cakes. Are they also flavored like watermelon? Because good God, I hope not. This public foot spa in Japan designed so that wheelchair users can use it too. That is incredibly thoughtful. How kind. Yet again, Japan wins.
This restaurant named Thai food near me. Oh, and it's right there. Incredibly local. Bees on a plane. Oh, damn, no, they're hoarding that thing. That's a crazy amount too. The plane doesn't look abandoned or anything. Why are they all hoarding that plane? Two random yet almost identical boomers. Oh my God. Same almost identical shirt, both balding, both with a beard. Oh my God. It's like Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. This car is full of bumper stickers that say bumper sticker. Oh, dude, yeah, check it out. We got honk if you love bumper stickers, bumper sticker, I heart bumper stickers, don't tread on bumper stickers, bumper sticker, and then the cross out license plate, peace and bumper stickers, bumper sticker road. Nice bumper stickers. Groovy bumper stickers, man. This guy loves his bumper stickers. Bubbles in my coffee this morning. Did it make a shape? Ooh, ooh. Actually, that looks really cool. There's a hell of a lot of bubbles on it. That's what's up. Perfectly circular connecting burnout in my neighborhood. Someone did a perfect little donut. Did a perfect donut. You don't see that often. My cat has double canines, a condition known as retained deciduous teeth. Yeah, that's what's up. As long as it's not causing him any pain, right? But hey, your cat's got a little quirk. My friend's cat got shaved at the vet. Now she looks like a game of Exquisite Corpse. I've never played Exquisite Corpse. What is this? It's a game where people take turns writing or drawing on a sheet of paper. Oh, that's fun. I could see that. That's hell yeah, dude. But why was the cat shaved like that? Was there something going on? That's a long ass cat. That cat's longer than I expected them to be. That's a lengthy cat. This parking line painted over a crab. Why was the crab there in the first place for a parking line to be painted over? That's what I want to know. How did the crab find itself in this position? And why didn't someone move the crab out of the way? Why did they paint over the crab? A lot of questions I have. What a 38-year difference looks like between the Dodge 3500. Woo! You know, cars used to look a lot cooler, man. But now we just have to have big logos on them. Everything's gonna have a big logo on it nowadays. Instead of killing grass, my dog pees to make it grow greener. Well, your dog's for the environment. Your dog's a bit of an environmentalist, you know? A dog's a bit of that, you know, not a green thumb, but a green paw, you know? The hotel I'm at changes the elevator mats throughout the day. Gonna keep it fresh. I actually really like that. I think that's dope. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I think that's sick. I really like that. That's a cool hotel. My husband has brown eyes and I have blue. These are our 4 children's eyes. Oh wow, it like progressively gets bluer, huh? Yeah, the kid with the bluest eyes has got it's got like an eldritch frost power or something. They control ice for sure. Fanta in Italy has no dyes or artificial flavors. So is it just, oh, almost looks like a cantaloupe or grapefruit soda, you know? I would try it. Looks like it's tasty. Probably tastes exactly how I expect it to, you know? Neighbors letting the neighborhood weigh in on their house color. Hey neighbors, Thanks for your patience. Which color do you like? Vote here. Oh, that's dope. The majority of them like this color and say it's a good idea. That's really sick. The whole neighborhood placing votes. When I buy a house, I'm gonna do this. So I ask my neighbors to take a poll. Starbucks policy, upcharging for no ice. What? Starting on May 9th, Starbucks will begin to upcharge for no water, no ice, and light ice in the Starbucks refresher beverages at all of their locations. Thank you for reading. Are they saying like because if you're trying to get more of the refresher in your drink that they have to charge more? But they're probably charging more for like the flavor they put in or something. If I had to guess, I don't know. I flew over some lakes that look like a man walking his llama. Well, you know, it's his pet llama, you know, Pet Llama Lake. Man Lake and Pet Llama Lake. That's what they're called. That's, if you look at a map, that's what they're called. My husband got me a bouquet of mushrooms for Mother's Day. Aw, look at all those different kinds. That's sweet. Does she like mushrooms? Or did he get them because he thinks he's a fun guy? My clothing pegs explode when used. Is the spring really tense? I don't know why they're exploding like that. My local pizza hasn't changed since the 80s. Oh, dude, looks like how it should. It's got memory. Oh, that's a piece of my heart. I wasn't born in the 80s, obviously, but I remember when Pizza Hut still looked like this. Oh, that takes me back. That made me happy. My professor and I accidentally wore inverted outfits. Oh, dude, look at this. Teachers, dude, they're so jazzed about it. That's really funny. A rabies vaccine that is airdropped in the woods for raccoons to eat. Oh, whoa, that's sick. I didn't know they actually did that. Every year, the USDA drops millions of oral rabies vaccines across 14 states, mostly along the eastern seaboard. A chunk of my red hair from when I was 16 to my faded with time hair now that I'm 27. Oh, wow, yeah. Much more fiery red back then, but now, how is it still that red? I don't know how hair ages, so maybe I'm not educated on this, but it's just ripped out of time, dude. The difference in my hands before and after a 130-pound weight loss. Yep, I'm starting to notice this. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'm sure you know, I'm a big guy. I've been on a process of losing weight, and in my face, in my hands, and my ankles especially is where I really notice a lot of changing. So far I've lost like 35-ish pounds. If I had to like wager a guess, I might be a little off. That being said, y'all ain't ready for the cut, all right? Because I won't shut up about it. I boiled down 5 gallons of seawater, and this is all the salt. Whoa, yeah, you got plenty. You got so much to last for a while, dude. Hell yeah. Fresh sea salt. I had a tendon transplant in my finger, and they're using a button sewn through my fingernail to hold the tendon in place while it heals. That's interesting. I didn't even know that's something that they would do. I would be scared that I would accidentally ruin this. You know what I mean? I'd be like really scared of ruining the healing process. I would want this finger casted or something. Found a tiny banana. Whoa, just a little guy, just a little itty bitty thing. Bet it's tasty. All the flavor of a regular banana and one bite-sized banana. It's just a little bite, you know, like a pizza roll. All the flavor of a pizza and one bite-sized package. That's how I eat my food, in bite-sized packages. Amsterdam has urinals out in the open on this public street, and windows. I like that each one has a window so you can stare into something, you can look into the life of someone else. It's fun. Nurse used an infrared vein finder today to place an IV. I've seen these before. These are honestly really fascinating. It makes sense that they exist, but it being able to trace where your nerves are, I think that's such a helpful tool. I really like that. My rubber watch strap disintegrated after 7 years in storage. It's now just dust, gone, reduced to atoms. My all-black cat had 5 all-white kittens. Oh, look, they're just hanging out. They haven't become evil yet, so they're not black like their heart and soul. That's how cats turn black. It's the evil. It's the evil in their heart. Jay before its wings kicked in. Oh no! It's about to take off though. Don't you worry. You gotta make sure you catch it. Wonky wheels. If your trolley has a mind of its own, please stick a tag on it. Please repair me. So that way we know. I'm at the New York City Macy's and the escalator is made out of wood. I've been here and it is, and it's sick. It's really dope to see, honestly. Zigzagged bricks make a zigzagged shadow. Makes everything seem all wibbly wobbly warpy. I'd like to see a person shadow up against that though. I think that'd be fun to look at. My library is displaying an archive from our local newspaper predicting a new high schooler in town, Taylor Swift, will rise to stardom. On the way to stardom, the help of her cat, Indy, recent Hendersonville resident Taylor Swift practices for a performance at the U.S. Army All-American Bowl in San Antonio, Texas this weekend. Swift, 15, moved to Hendersonville last April to pursue a country music singing and songwriting career. HHS student moves to town to advance her music career. Oh, this is it. Let's see this article. That's actually really fascinating. As a 6-year-old growing up in the small Pennsylvania town of Wyomissing. The f***? It's a crazy ass town. Taylor Swift often mimicked the moves of her teen idol LeAnn Rimes. As she grew, Swift's fascination with country music also blossomed, inspiring her to write a slew of songs, take professional voice lessons, and learn to play the guitar. And now, at the tender age of 15, her passion has brought her to Hendersonville, and some believe the verge of stardom. Swift, who moved to Hendersonville with her family last April to pursue her career in the country music industry, comes with an already impressive resume and at least one big name behind her. Oh, who's that? Her list of accomplishments includes singing the national anthem at the US Open in 2003, performing at the Bluebird Cafe, and being featured in a national advertising campaign for Abercrombie & Fitch. She was also featured recently on Good Morning America, and a song she penned included on a CD compilation for Maybelline. Swift will perform this weekend at the opening ceremony of the US Army All-American Bowl in San Antonio, Texas. Perhaps one of the biggest indications of just how high her star could rise is who her manager is. The name may not ring a bell, but the name of his one other client surely will: Britney Spears. But before you think mega manager Dan Dimtrow plans to do it again with Swift, think, and then we won't know how the rest of that goes. But that's interesting. It must be kind of cool as a town to be like, yeah, we have a celebrity that blossomed their career here. That's an interesting thing to have bragging rights up.
My ID left an impression of my ID pic on my badge holder. That, sir, is a ghost badge. Your ID is haunted. Call a priest. A balloon I accidentally shut in my car door didn't pop. Oh, I am not someone who gets afraid of balloons popping, but this is giving me anxiety. Found this bunch of bananas in my box of runts. Okay, I don't have that in Australia, so I'm going to assume that's a rare find. Like, what, do you usually just get one single banana or something? I don't relate to this. There is a tiny gnome made of bubbles in the bottom of my glass. Oh, I was expecting it to be, like, built into the glass, but no, that is literally convenient. Screw seeing Jesus on toast. I want gnomes in my beer. I found a cake vending machine. Where do you live? Please tell me. I need to know. Oh, it literally says it right there. Okay, I'm dumb. Well, that's way too far away from Australia, so it officially sucks. My friend and her sister have exchanged the same birthday card for 32 years. Wow, that is some history. I love that you can read the writing that literally started it all. Just neither of you pass away, please, otherwise this will suddenly become very sad. The way this tree stump has a cityscape on it. You know, they always do say that New Yorkers are all bark and no bite. I know, because I personally have never been there. I made a pueblo out of clay for my Roborovsky hamster. Frickin', that is such an easy word. How do I not know how to say it? Wow, you definitely went further than you had to. That is a very privileged hamster. Games at the thrift shop were arranged according to color. Quiet day today? Oh, how can you tell? Two-toned deer I saw this morning. And I'm very insecure about it, thank you. You do not need to take a photo. Bathroom at my dentist has a picture of the bathroom at my dentist hanging on the wall. Why is this a quality post? The way this Dutch company makes the biscuits easier to pick them up. Now see, that's what they want you to think. Realistically, they've accidentally damaged their cookie making press, and so they're just selling this as a gimmick. That and secretly trying to save 1% on ingredients. I don't know. I think there's a conspiracy here. A piece of my Swiss Army knife's handle chipped off, so I carved a dragon's head in the plastic to hide it. Where the hell was the chipped off piece, dude? That looks like a completely purpose job. These ducks practicing social distancing. Ducks can do it better than humans. That is, wow, that's a real low. My emerald necklace from a small town antique shop. That genuinely looks really pretty, but also makes me think of Legos, so I'm now considering the actual value of it. Left an eye print in my glasses after I accidentally punched myself. Well done. Well done. Hey guys, you want to see my party trick? I just had my first colonoscopy and I got a sticker. Yeah. Why are we being rewarded for this stuff? Though, in hindsight, this is technically a healthy thing to do, so I guess it makes sense that they're trying to encourage people doing this. But a sticker, man! A sticker! I just had something shoved up my butthole for medical science. Oh, did you get your colonoscopy? No, my boyfriend's studying medicine and I wanted to help relieve his stress. My raw egg has the number 5 on its yolk. Now, this is cute and fascinating at first, until the next morning when you make another little eggy breakfast. The yolk has number 4 on it. One of my forks came uncut. Okay, IKEA, I'm sorry, but you guys are getting really lazy now. This is ridiculous. The blossoms on my Lego bonsai are small frogs. Honestly, not knowing it made this look much prettier. Still a pretty clever use of Lego figures. My aunt spilled the wine and the glass broke exactly in half. Well, I mean, the stem is technically the middle, so it technically didn't fully split in half, so it's a bit of a lie there. But I seriously have to imagine that's possibly a design thing. Maybe the way they design these glasses are designed so that if they do break, it's a very clean shatter. I don't know, I have to wonder if they're like crystal glass or something. I know it depends on the actual glass make. I put little straw hats on my cactus. That better not be code for something. Oh, it isn't. Okay. Yes, this is cute. I approve. Very cute. American breakfast cereals imported and sold in Asia have their unsubstantiated health claims blanked out. Okay, for a country that's usually renowned for censorship, that is a terrible attempt at censorship. I mean, I can easily read that. It clearly says what? Oh. One of the eggs I poached this morning came out looking like a human heart. Okay, seriously, what is going on with our eggs these days? Is the chicken you got it from related to the mafia? Because this is clearly a threat. Old estate by my house was converted to a McDonald's. I can't tell if this is a sad use of a beautiful estate or a beautiful McDonald's. I mean, damn, I'd feel fancy as hell going here. A wall was removed in a Victorian house we are working at, which revealed an old cast iron fireplace. I have no idea how much of a rarity this kind of thing is, so I'm just gonna, Oh, wow. That's amazing. Really good find. Found a patch of moss behind a loading dock that looks like a tiny tropical island with a palm tree. You made a patch of dirt in a loading dock look artistically beautiful. How? You better be a professional photographer, otherwise you are wasting your talents. My husband's fully reflective iridescent rain set. That is... where did he buy that, please? Please, I must know. The only wetness I'm experiencing is from the ladies on the dance floor. This egg my chicken laid looks like a Kinder Surprise egg. Why always eggs? So no, this is how it starts. See, we like Kinder Surprises. We like to open them. This egg wants us to open it. It's clearly got some sort of poisonous gas, or there's like a secret number in there that's gonna kill us off. Freaking tiny dinosaurs, man. They're out here. This orthodontist chair that looks like a Lego man sitting. Okay, that's pretty cool. Until you imagine that thing literally just suddenly standing up and looking at you. My cat has a fur pattern that stretches perfectly over both legs when he is sitting like this. Wow, it's almost like there's like a shadow cat just having its paw over its other two paws there. I feel like this is the cat version of Peter Pan, except much less happy. The ridiculous length of my shadow. Oh, speaking of Peter Pan. Oh, God. Oh, I mean... I know I'm one who's into legs, but that is just overkill. You know what they say about big legs? Big feet. You know what they say about big feet? Big dick. The exterior of the old library inside the new library. I am so glad they kept this because this just makes it look so pretty. I'd come to the library not even for the books, just to look at the architecture like this. My friend took this photo right as lightning struck. Wow. I mean, I have always noticed just how amazingly bright it gets at nighttime when the lightning strikes, but that is a beautiful comparison. It seriously just looks like a rainy day. This McDonald's hasn't been renovated since the 80s and 90s. Oh man, look at those chairs. Thank God they renovated. Still, weird to imagine the McDonald's used to be all about pink and teal, green, moss, swamp. My new turtleneck has an incorporated face mask. I present to you 2021 fashion. Not gonna lie though, it's kind of fashionable. I dig it. Unintentionally mushroom risotto matches my countertop. Well, now you know where the design was originated from. One day some guy just spilled risotto all over his bench top and he's like, you know what? I tattooed a solar system on my forearm and later got a mole on Jupiter, which now represents its giant red spot. So many opportunities for this mole to have ruined this solar system design, but no, it decides to play the game. Chinese restaurant included negative reviews on their flyer. What? Oh, oh no. Oh. My only go-to restaurant. Well done. Big serves that full of meat. I ordered fried rice without prawns, but I got a lot of prawns in my rice. I want a refund. Food is bland and tasteless. Will not order here again. Wait, oh no. Why didn't they have someone who was properly reading these? A new sign indicating that the speed limit has changed. Okay. I feel as a driver, your responsibility should be to always notice the speed limit anyway, so you shouldn't need a new sign. It's not like it's on sale. At 45 years old, I finally learned how to ollie. Tony Hawk would be so proud. I tried to make Ron Weasley out of peas. You know what? You did not fail. Though I'll be honest, I'm more so craving peas than anything right now. Go ahead, I'm gonna boil up some peas. This pizza pizza with way more toppings than shown on the box. Yo, why did you hide the brand? This is perfect marketing. You were killing their business, man.
All right, boss, just hear me out, boss. What if we do the opposite of everyone else?
Plant me time. This tag was printed on eco-friendly plantable paper. Rip up tag, place in soil, keep moist, and place in the sun to grow. Now, in my personal experience, this won't work. Mainly because I know I cannot grow anything. I have no green thumb, I am the bringer of death. Seems that old couch springs make for pretty good plant climbers. So, anyone gonna start buying some old broken couches and selling the springs as actual products? No, just me? So I'll take advantage of the market. My potato looks like it's trying to escape itself. Oh, first the eggs, now the potatoes. They're all becoming self-aware. Gotta say, he's got a sleek haircut though. Look at that. Oof, look at that wave. Oh man, look out, Joestar. These old ornate handrails and an otherwise nondescript Copenhagen building. It's like all their architectural budget just went into these handrails. Handrails that notably are hardly even necessary to exist. Look, when you've got the cash, why not, I guess? If they don't look damn fly, I'll give them that. The building across the street reflected into my room. That is insane. I would not be able to stop staring at that. Like, would you just see shadowy figures walking across when people are crossing that street? Or like, what? I need video. This rooftop for bicycles so the saddle won't get wet. That is really cute. Your local city council clearly loves you. This extremely cheap, misweighed piece of salmon. Don't let them know. Don't let them know. Run with it. Go. Now. Go. Someone clearly forgot to check the pound weight. This triangular shadow under my windowsills. It's all fun and games with cool little shadows until it grows a little line in the middle. Signposts don't last long at this intersection. Jeez, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th signpost. Are people constantly hitting this signpost? Look, are they stealing it maybe? How many more signpost brothers must die before they realize they need to fix this intersection? Park near my new house has a finger skateboard park. No. Oh no. I can't tell if this is so stupid or so ridiculous that it's actually kind of cool. Oh man, I totally would play with a little skateboard along this, but I would not want to do it in public. This spiderweb covered in soot from a small kitchen fire. Or soot. Is it soot or soot? Soot. It's so-ot. It's kind of strange how it turns it from being very kind of freaky to look at because it's a cobweb and therefore spiders to actually kind of groovy. Books A Million puts a slip of paper under the stickers on their books to prevent sticker residue being left on the covers. Well, that's freaking genius. Whichever employee made that idea deserves to be promoted to CEO, otherwise I'm sorry, but they deserve better. The border of my tattoo turned into a stretch mark during my first pregnancy. Now it looks 3D. That is really cool, but also really scary to realize just how much your body stretches during such an ordeal. I mean, I guess skin is kind of elastic in that sense. It's designed to be able to handle that sort of thing, but at the same time, y'all need to read up what it's like to go through pregnancy if you're not aware already, because it is a freaking gauntlet. My periodic table shower curtain has the element of surprise on it. No. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really cute. I like this. I do like this a lot. Our hotel shower designed like a swimming pool. Not a fan of the dark swampy green, but you know what? It's creative. And that's what matters. Also, why did you get that shower head? That's a stupid shower head. You can't attach it. That's dumb. I know it's dumb, but you know what? The rest is creative. My gummy frogs came with a tadpole. Oh, how cute. A defect. My great-grandmother's sketches of her teachers. 1924. Wow, that job trotter, that jingle, that is the coolest heck name. I'm writing that down. I'm freaking Mr. Bob Sawyer. I'm sorry. Swag much? His swagger thing. Oh, it was a drip. No, that's it. Check out his drip. That's the new thing we all say. See, I'm hip. Can't say the same for Mr. Perker. Jeez, is that enough pencils in your hair, mate? This dental office trims their shrubs to look like molars. Oh gosh, that's something I would not even notice unless someone pointed it out to me. And I feel even worse for that too, because you can tell they would have put effort into doing this consistently, and you would just not know the wiser. The sanitizer at work has started to eat through the tile on the bathroom floor over the past year. Oh wee! Yeah, that's a really strong sanitizer. Acidic. My wife just gave birth to our firstborn, and me and my son both have the same weird genetic abnormality where we have an extra large space between our first and second toes. Well, that's one way to prove it's yours, I guess. Tree fell, but grew back up. Oh, no, that's creepy, man. that is creepy. It's like a wooden tentacle or something. Just, ugh. Troll guarding bridge near my town. You know, that's really cute, but if I was a little child, I would be absolutely terrified seeing that in the bushes. Just realized I have a vintage meat thermometer and a modern one, both from the same company. And they've hardly changed anything at all. Just look at that. Still red. So basic and simple, these things. This vortex on my breakfast apple. No, see, what you have there is a black hole that's grown into your apple. I'd be very careful consuming it, as you may not get your face back. The area I used to work in Washington looks like Jurassic Park. What the that's Washington? Yo, your American movies that have Washington in it do not look anything like this. This is insane. This hexagon vein structure on my wrist. Oh, no, that looks like some sort of chip, man. I think you're being tracked. You just wait, this is gonna be on some conspiracy theorist Facebook group being like,
Look, Steve, we were right, there's a chip. See, I knew it. That's a chip in his arm.
The corrosion on this water tap looks like a map. Okay, I have seen this one before as well, and I have no idea how it looked this perfectly cool. Yeah, this looks like I'm looking at the top of Montana or something like that. How? These 3 random men in my photo look like the same person. They absolutely do. I can easily tell they're not. You know, the first 2 look a lot more similar than the guy in the back, but my black cat looks like my white cat's shadow. Are you sure that you have a black cat? Is that not just a shadow? I got a warning for leaving my laptop unattended in the library. If we had time to leave this card, a thief had time to remove your belongings. That's actually quite not... Do you not have a password set up on your laptop? Anything like that? Look, I trust people enough to leave my things unattended while I go pee real quick or something like that, but I'm going to lock them. No shot am I going to leave them open and completely vulnerable. My friend's phone case blends in with this 1980 school library circulation desk. Oh my god, it really does. That is not what I was expecting to see. I don't know what it was I was expecting, but it wasn't something quite this perfect. Is this just, that wood grain pattern that's not actually part of the wood and instead it's just textured or painted on or something? Is that what we're looking at now? Not on the phone, on the table. The sun hit this freshly paved tarmac just right and made a real-life rainbow road through polarized lenses. You don't want to drive down that road. Not until you're ready, okay? That's where boys become men and girls become women. The Rainbow Road. I built a miniature audience out of ads I got in the mail. Okay, but that's freaking great, though. I don't know what the practical purpose would be, but that's just an adorable little art project you have going on. My husband's fully reflective iridescent rain set. All right? Oh, it's one of those. I feel like a lot of celebrities should be wearing these. Once that flash hits, boom! Your photo is worthless. As we all know, screwing with the paparazzi should absolutely be priority number 1. If we have to deal with them, that is. I found the cliff this Cliff Bar came from. Did you really? Oh, you did. Wait, is that actually is that true? Is that accurate, or does it just match really well? Because the Cliff Bar cliff is pretty... Well, okay, I guess you're right. I forgot about the mountain range in the back. All right, you win this round. You want to know how you can win the next round? By heading over to EmKayShop.com and checking out our merch. Make sure you use code BOOBIN at checkout for free shipping, though. My neighbor's house encased in ice after the recent blizzard in Ohio, on shore of Lake Erie. Oh, this is going to be great. How do you prepare a home to not be completely destroyed by something like this? Does this ice not damage the out of the home? My husband ordered a used laptop, and it arrived completely packed by little paper cranes. Oh, well, I feel like that's a little more sustainable than a box full of packing peanuts, but I do wonder, as packing material, how effective are the cranes? We found neighboring houses with the same colors as our jackets. Well, that's just kind of cool. Where in the world are you? I'm trying to pinpoint that architecture, and I just can't. Clearly European, but anyway, I drew poppy outlines for my class to cut out. They look like they overlap, but they don't. They don't? Oh my god, it's tripping me out. That's amazing. Wow. You created a pretty cool little optical illusion there. My grandpa has a case for his sauces. That's because your grandfather is a man of culture, of true ingenuity. The man loves his sauces. What are you going to do about it? Local Mexican restaurant used to be a Chinese restaurant. Instead of painting over the mural, they just put sombreros on the pandas. That's actually awesome though. Like, that's so cool. I'd get a giggle out of that. Come on, that's adorable. The Korean taco place we got takeout from gave us a roll of toilet paper with our meal. Wonder if it's cheaper than napkins. I can't imagine that it is. There's no way, right? I have partial heterochromia in both eyes. Ooh, what are the odds of that? Especially considering they seem to be flip-flopped. They're opposites. That is super neat, though. Our cat, Mia, rests her front paws on her tail to keep them off a cold surface. Well, isn't that just the cutest thing I've seen today? This bee photobombed my picture and ended up in perfect focus. Oh my god. You know how hard it is to get focused that good on anything, even with autofocus? This pet shop don't sell bunnies at Easter. Good. Yeah, absolutely good. Owning rabbits can be very rewarding and enjoyable. It's also a long-term commitment that you need to make sure you're ready for. Yeah, that's completely fair, and I'm totally with them on that one, man. It's kind of like most shelters will not allow you to adopt a black cat during the Halloween season, and it's for good reason, because there are a lot of psychopaths out there that want to hurt them because they actually have f***ed up beliefs about how black cats are evil, demonic creatures. Yeah, no. Screw all that shit. It's disgusting. And also, yes, animals are a commitment. You don't get one for just the season and then get rid of it. That's messed up, dude. Just don't do that. Ken Jung was a physician at the hospital I work at. Was? Oh yeah, there we go, was. I forgot he doesn't really practice medicine anymore. At least I don't think he does. But hey, I figure if you're already a physician, a medical doctor, if you will, that would probably be the best time to try out your dream of acting or whatever like he did. Because hey, once his 15 minutes was up or is up and he's just not getting to the same level as he was before, he's still a doctor. So pretty legit, something good to fall back on. The review this pub put on the wall. The pub specializes in craft beer. Oh boy. It's a 1-star review too, that's how you know it's good. Looked okay from the outside. Too many local unknown beers to choose from once inside though. No Stella Kronenberg, etc. or any popular beer. We stayed for 1 pint and left to a proper pub. No, shut up. That's the best endorsement you could have given a place that specializes in non-garbage. Not that beer isn't garbage, it's all terrible. It is. As a guy that likes beer, it's all freaking gross. But hey, artisanal stuff is fun. This toothpaste describes what each of its ingredients is and its purpose. I feel like we should require that for all sorts of things. Oh, ingredients. Sodium lauryl sarcosinate? That's a hell of a thing. Sustainable palm oil. Okay, I really hope you can prove the sustainable palm oil bit, because I don't buy anything that has palm oil in it. Or I try. It's in everything, okay? You know how upset I got after I made my last video over on my own channel, finding out that palm oil is used in Oreos? Like, why? I saw 4 generations of Honda Civics in order of age, all in white. They knew what they were doing, okay? My boyfriend's homegrown potato looks like the Reddit icon. No, that was no. You're bullshitting me. There's no way the potato accidentally came out looking like the damn Reddit alien. No friggin' way, dude. The angle of the sun removes the italics on the shadow. That's pretty cool, actually. What in the world? That's just perfect. The fog during my flight makes Illinois seem like it hasn't rendered. Yeah, the texture's still a little blurry, so I love that. Howdy! Is that Spirit? Nah, it feels like Spirit. My Uber driver offered a conversation menu for his ride. All right. Oh, you're in Fairbanks. Okay. The road rage ride. The analyst ride. Something bothering you? The informative ride. The restaurant ride. The Simon and Garfunkel ride. Could I get Simon and Garfunkel, please? Absolutely. Or the me ride. I tell you about me. The political ride. Just kidding. You have yours, I have mine. I can't change your mind, and you can't change mine. Want your picture taken? A course in photography has given me a solid foundation for snapping good pictures. Seems like he really likes the gig. I appreciate Uber drivers that just seem to enjoy what they do. Bathroom at my dentist has a picture of the bathroom at my dentist hanging on the wall. They must be proud of how clean and nice it is. I have a hereditary gap in my eyebrow. Oh, it's one of those. Okay. I always wondered about that little eyebrow gap. I always assumed it was a scar if I ever saw it. Guess that's not the case. My dog destroyed her toy cactus, and there was another sad cactus inside. That is how you design a fun dog toy, because they know it's going to be destroyed. It's kind of the point. My friend met a stranger at a wedding that looked just like him and was wearing the same thing. But that's awesome, though. Which one's your friend, the taller one or the shorter one? I am a little curious there. The golf balls at the mini golf on this pier are biodegradable and fall into the sea at the 18th hole. Okay, well, I don't... Oh, it's... Okay. You kind of got me a little annoyed there for just a second, because biodegradable is a little bit different than fish food. Food that feeds the fishes. That's totally fine. That means it's not just going to biodegrade. The fish there are going to eat it. Because I was assuming that, yeah, our balls are 100% biodegradable and we chuck them in the ocean by the thousands every day just to prove it, which would have been stupid, but I'm glad that that detail was shown. This window that makes my backyard look like it's in 4 different seasons. Again, that's fantastic. I know it's not the window that's making it look like that. It's the perfect evolution of the trees outside that's making it look like that. The window's just helping to frame it. I like to make little drawings of people that I see. See, now this is 1,000 times better than those freaks that take photographs of people without their consent and post it on social media saying weird shit about them. Yeah, even if it's a compliment, don't do that. But this is adorable. I like this, and your art style is stupid cute. My local supermarket is selling airplane food because nobody is flying. Nobody's flying. Taste of thin air, really? Oh god, that does not bode well for me because I'm traveling back to Finland in the summer, so I can actually experience, more of the country. So I really hope that Finnair's not going to charge me 10 times the amount of money to go back again. I would be very upset and sad if they did. Oh, please say this does. Oh, please. My bank sent me 64 copies of the same debit card. Maybe you should contact them and tell them to chill out. I built the $800 Lego Millennium Falcon set out of parts I already had. You know, I kinda really wish that you had the official set next to this one so we could see. Now all you gotta do is just spray paint the whole thing the same color. Solid gray, silvery, whatever the fuck. Is it white? I don't know. I've been to Disneyland, okay, I've been hundreds of times, but the last time I went, I saw the Millennium Falcon in person, and being colorblind, is it gray? Is it just gray? Because I don't know, there are some shots where it did not look very gray in the original footage because we watched the 4K 77 restoration project instead of the... My friend's cat got shaved at the vet, and now she looks like a game of exquisite corpse? What does that mean? I mean, yeah, the cat looks silly, but what is that? Was at the beach and found a shell with barnacles on it that makes it look like an anatomically correct heart. Okay, that is kind of freaky. That is super uncanny, right? My 100% complete collection of every Lego shield ever made. Oh, those ones! Okay. These are the types of collections I'm always super envious of because I'd never think of something like that. Also, how do you hunt down items this niche? What the hell do you look up on eBay to find a singular Lego minifig shield? Or a specific one that you're missing from your collection? This is rad as hell, I love it. My college used to be a shopping mall. Honestly, that's really cool. I've always wondered about shopping malls. When it's finally time for them to be sold off because no one is shopping there anymore, what do you do with it? The biggest thing I could think of was there's gotta be a way to retrofit these guys for residences. You know, large homeless shelters. The sizes of malls are just insane, so you should be able to make it pretty comfy, okay? But a college? Never once even thought about that, but that's really neat, actually. This tree grew over the sign, but under the paint. Huh, I wonder how the hell that happened. TV light simulator. Wait, what? Oh, that's adorable. How clever. Make your neighbors think that you're completely insane. Man, they've been watching that TV for like 8 months straight. Do you think they're alive? That is actually a really cool idea, though. I have to say, the one thing that's strange about it is simulate the light of a real 27-inch HD TV. My monitors at my computer are 27 inches. That's such a specifically small size. The guy who does the grass for my building left a rectangle of wildflowers so the bee can use them. Well, it's because he knows that you can't exterminate everything. Come on, that's smart. That's very smart. I hope you don't get rid of it because without bees, we're dead. I bought some suspiciously perfect bananas yesterday. Those don't look real. The furniture hardware is sorted by step rather than by type, okay? Oh, thank you. So much smarter than other places I've seen do this exact thing. Wow. Why doesn't everyone do this? And look, marked spare parts, so I'm not going to be confused about having extra, because that happens every time. Like, why do I have extra pieces? Did I screw something up? Without barriers, the British still know how to queue. Honestly, why is that such a funny calling card? Why is it great that you guys know how to line up perfectly every time? Meanwhile, the last Comic-Con I went to, people had no freaking clue how to do the simplest line. So easy. Without a bunch of stanchions and rope, people have no idea what to do over here. And we have the Disney parks. Those parks are 80% lines and we still don't know how to do it. This tree looks like straight up broccoli. Oh my god, that is way more broccoli-like than I was expecting. The sun shining through my fish tank aligned perfectly on each knob. Oh, holy shit though. Some of these are way more than mildly interesting. My broken antenna on my car looks like a half-sunken boat. I have seen this one before, and it's so true. I love that comparison. Nappies in Sweden have a father on the packaging. Aha, because, you know, fathers are supposed to be there too. It's not 1953 anymore. Dad's not gone all day so that he can come home and yell at everybody. Dad should be doing stuff like this. And the amount of mofos out there online that say that it's really creepy and weird that the dad has the baby on his bare chest. Like, no, it's pretty freaking normal, okay? Shows what you know about being a good parent. Oh, nothing. My Australian tax return shows where my money went. Ah, yes. Something that makes sense. Like, look at that giant chunk for defense. Good lord. Okay, I do like seeing that the majority of it has gone towards welfare for those that absolutely need it. The unemployed, families, the aged. Look at how much of that. They realize that this is necessary. Like, I don't know. It's really great being able to see a breakdown. Maybe if you're a bit about it over here in the US, you can see something like this. Maybe not. I have to deal a lot with the IRS, and they like to hide stuff. Sure, a lot of companies like to make sure that they hide stuff, but yeah, super cool. Fuel and energy, $40. Well, thank God you're keeping that industry alive. My hotel phone in Iceland has a special button that will wake you up if there are northern lights in the sky. That's awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want to be woken up to see the northern lights? This whatever, graph paper for organic chemistry. That is really cool, though. I mean, come on, it's a very, very specific need, but it's a need you'll probably need or have nonetheless. My grandma's titanium hip after the cremation. Well, time to recycle it. I am curious, you know, what do you do with this? Do you actually have it recycled so it can be reused in somebody else's body or in a phone or computer? Like, what in the world do you do with this? Or do you keep it? Do you keep grandma's hip, much like you would keep the ashes? Japanese government sends individuals quarantining at home free care packages. Shown is for one person, me, in Tokyo. Yes. I do remember seeing countries that gave a f*** about its citizens, sending them things that helped them survive when they weren't allowed to leave their homes. That sure would have been cool. And no, I don't count the single goddamn $1,400 payment as really helpful. Yeah, that should carry you for several months. What? My local library has a library of things for residents to borrow useful household items like toolkits and power washers. Shout out to libraries across the globe for being probably the best things ever. Just the best things. Straight up. You know there are people out there that work in all of our governments collectively that would do everything they can to get rid of libraries entirely because they're a waste of money, but they're the most useful fucking things we have in society. Especially the ones that do stuff like this. They take any extra budget they may have and do something incredibly practical that makes sense. Also, libraries are probably one of the last places in the world that you're not expected to pay money to be in. Really relieves that pressure. My airplane bathroom had a window in it. See, why can't I ever be on a cool plane? I've never been on a neat one before, ever. A list of American amendments that were never approved. Oh, this is gonna be great, isn't it? 1876. An attempt to abolish the United States Senate. Ooh, all right. The forbidding of religious leaders from occupying a governmental office or receiving federal funding. That one didn't pass? An executive council of 3 to replace the office of president. I do wonder how that one would work. I mean, clearly it would have to be at least a little better than one dude, right? Renaming this nation the United States of the Earth. Shut the hell up with that one. Abolishing the Army and Navy. Yeah, there was no way they were going to let that one happen. Acknowledging that the Constitution recognized God and Jesus Christ as the supreme authorities in human affairs. Well, that goes super against separation of church and state, and boy oh boy am I glad that one didn't make it. Making marriage between races illegal. Okay. Finding divorce to be illegal. Man, the amount of murders, domestic murders, they're gonna skyrocket if that one had gone through. All acts of war should be put to a national vote. Anyone voting yes had to register as a volunteer for service. Okay, I feel like that one has been talked about for a long time. Because I've heard that proposed by random people on the internet, but I wasn't aware that it was something we actually brought up at one point. It makes enough sense to me. If you want us to go to war and you want to send the armed forces to battle somewhere, you should have to go with them if you can. That seems fair enough, right? I'm sure there's some nuance there I'm missing, but I'm not seeing any extra context here, so I can't really go by that. An attempt to limit personal wealth to $1 million. Yeah, by 1933, no freaking shot. If you had tried that in like 1802, maybe. An attempt to allow the American people to vote on whether or not the United States should go to war. Really? They wouldn't even let us vote on that? The forbidding of drunkenness in the United States and all of its territories. Yeah, no shot. The income tax maximum for an individual should not exceed 25%. Look, if you're worth $200 billion, I think it should exceed it by a lot. But, you know, they're kinda rare. The right of citizens to segregate themselves from others. I feel like citizens have the right to do that on their own anyway, but individually, I guess. If you want to segregate and be fucking weird, go for it. Who gives a shit? I'm not you. But, I don't know. American citizens should have the alienable right to an environment free of pollution. Wow. Yeah, you could tell that one was from 1971. You could absolutely tell. Just a few years before the World's Fair in Spokane, Washington in 1974, which was all about economic growth and environmental stability and cleanliness and all that fun shit. Pathetic. Pathetic that we don't have the right to an environment that's not goddamn disgusting because the richest people in the world want to keep destroying it. Our refrigerator has revolving levels so you can reach everything easily. That's awesome. Where can I buy a cylindrical fridge in the year 2023? Because that's cool as shit. Also, what you have is such a rare item. If it ever breaks, pay anything to fix it. I'm not even kidding. That is so cool. I don't even care about the efficiency. You know what? You can have a guy make it efficient for you. Just please, don't get rid of it. That's such a thing from a bygone era, man. Our electrician left all of the screws in a vertical position in our new kitchen. Oh, no, it's not OCD. They're just particular, and they like a clean, particular look. I don't know why I said particular twice now. I've said it 3 times.
Battery you can charge with phone charger. Yes. For anyone who hasn't seen these are really cool. They also have them in USB-C flavors now. This phone with a warning. Use at your own risk. Okay, wait, what does it go to? What does it do? Does it do more than a phone? Does it phone more than most phones? This ominous fortune. Be cautious while walking in darkness alone. That's not ominous, that's just good advice. I guess I lived in New York for a while. Generally good advice though. Little mummy figurine we found deep inside a cave. Put it back. Put it back! Actually, it looks injected molded, so it's probably not that old, so the curse probably isn't that powerful, but it's still cursed. My sushi restaurant delivers the food by steam train. Oh my god! I really like trains. Oh my god, that's so cute! Oh, I don't even like sushi and I'd go, oh, that's amazing. I need it! Sodium chloride crystals found in an expired beef concentrate bottle. I know that's a fingertip. I know it's not that big, but still, that's pretty cool. Now I just want like a pure salt crystal. I don't know why I want one. I desire the cube. In Switzerland, we have fondue cheese vending machines in our villages. In Switzerland, you are happy. Man, like, this is something that Florida should have. And Switzerland over here is like hot cheese on tap. Yeah, sure. Here you go. Just tap your card. That's insane. My new door latch cost 1 cent. Okay. Home Depot does this sometimes. Oh, penny prices at Home Depot are items that were on clearance longer than a time limit that they set that end up getting written off and disposed of. The penny price change is automatic. If you luck into one, it means they missed removing it from the shelves when the clearance time limit limit expires. You technically aren't supposed to ever be able to buy those. That's inflation for you. I remember when it was free. This elevator has an 8.5 floor. If the elevator has 2 doors, that could mean that it's either in between 2 buildings that were eventually joined together, or it's some type of freight floor. These heavy-duty, reusable plastic dishes with ants painted on them. No, absolutely not. I hate it. Get out, burn that. I hate ants. A narwhal appeared on my pancake. That's adorable. That's like a perfectly clear narwhal and everything. There's no mistaking that. This isn't the squint and you might see Jesus Christ in your grilled cheese. That's an actual narwhal. Narwhal is my god now. Wow, picking a religion was really easy. Ice patterns on my car in the morning. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I love ice. It's just so much fun. I don't like when it's cold. It's just pretty to look at. It's like everything sucks, but at least this is pretty. The way these jets crossed paths. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, if you ever want to have like a mild heart attack, look up a flight tracker. I think there's one called 24H or something like that. And just zoom out. You just have a constant heart attack. It's wonderful. I love it. Found a fully intact peanut butter cup in my peanut butter cup ice cream. This is gonna sound like a really stupid question. Did you not expect to find it? I've been to the Ben & Jerry's factory. It's fantastic. From what I could tell, they just dump stuff in. So like, yes, some of it gets mixed, but like a lot of it does, toppings are huge in those. All these lights look white in real life, but when I take a picture, some look green. Infrared. Actually, no, it's not infrared. Firefighting planes flying over parents' house to pick up water from the lake. I've seen stuff like this. This is incredible. The pilots that do this are insane and wonderful people. Grocery store near me has a pineapple cutting machine. Freshly cut pineapple in 15 seconds. This just seems dangerous. Like, my grocery store just got a bread slicer and I think it's the coolest thing ever and I'm still scared of it. And it's broken. Is it a pineapple cutting machine? If it can't cut pineapples, it is not. My company sent me a birthday card that you can plant in soil to grow flowers. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I really like that. That makes me happy. Bunch of tiny text. I'm not reading that. You get the idea. You stick the card in the ground, you get some flowers. Found my pogs and slammers. I never had these. Sheltered childhood, crazy parents. But I do like that these have become like tiny little snapshot albums of pop culture. The way I folded this quilt perfectly shows the face of this astral polar bear. Astral polar bear is a fantastic band name if anybody hasn't used it yet. And it's just faded enough that you can kind of like set it somewhere and wait to see if somebody notices a face. That's perfect. I love it. A duck egg I found in my pond this morning. I like that it has its own cellular antenna. If it gets warm, drop it because I don't think the FCC is regulating these. That poor duck, imagine her sitting on that. Freak Sweet Potato resembles a finger. Freak Sweet Potato is also a fantastic indie band name, and that would be, man, you lower the angle of that and you put it in black and white and make it slightly off center, especially with the microwave in the background. Album cover. Done. New ATM asks to insert card horizontally instead of vertically. It's a wide boy. It just swallows the whole card. Found a couple of time capsules from 2011 while cleaning out my attic. Oh my god, that's adorable. I absolutely love this. This is fantastic. My vet has a pheromone diffuser that relaxes dogs at appointments. Wait, really? That's a thing? That's a thing that not every vet knows about? Can we is there some sort of call every vet button? Drinking glass decapitated by my dishwasher. Yeah, there's a bunch of spinny parts in your dishwasher on the top, bottom, and sometimes the middle. You get the really adventurous ones. And they'll whack stuff right off. My neighbor's rock spells it. It does. Oh, I don't like that. No, put that away. The end of my ponytail was frozen after my run this morning. Oh, it was, yeah. The way you put that is like I went for a run this morning and then I froze my ponytail. Yeah, I hate wearing hats, even when it's snowing outside. And if you're outside in freezing rain, you'll get that kind of like shell on top of your hair, especially if you have long hair. Was foggy on my way to school and the sun reflected off the building and you could see the sun rays. God rays, God rays, God rays. I love God rays. I have so many pictures of God rays. Giant sunscreen dispenser outside of CVS near me. Wait, really? Oh, that's good. Man, that needs to be more places. We found an electric blanket in the attic from 1957. I'm sorry, did you mean you found a fire starter? That's terrifying. I kind of want to see inside of it, but I also want you to just like immediately recycle it or donate it to a museum. Thunderstorm seen from far. Yeah. Yeah. When I was little, I wanted to be a storm chaser before I knew I wouldn't be able to drive. I still sort of got into lightning photography. I love storms. I've seen so many like wild storms look so crazy, and it's just, they're just pretty every single time. I love storms. I have a heart-shaped vein. Yeah, kind of. I was like, I have some veins on my hand. Do they sort of, no, they just, why do they look angular? Am I real? This box of seashells I found. Pretty? I should preface that I'm from Florida and very biased, and like I've seen literally millions of seashells. But all of these look very nice. I'm more interested about the box. It's like, it's just somebody's, are they gonna miss it? This partially digested worm fell out of the sky onto my car window. I'm not gonna put this under mildly interesting. I'm gonna put this under mildly gross. No, put that back. Yes, just chuck it up. This urinal has an SD card slot. Okay, you didn't also specify that there was a visible computer here? Because the implications of your first statement were questionable at best. Pardon me while I load the entirety of Shrek onto an SD card. Shrekking while peeing. You should probably see a doctor about that. Yogurt soda. Absolutely not. Another great band name. Absolutely not. No, that's gross. Oh my God, yogurt's gross on a good day. My newborn son was born with a heart-shaped thumb. Heart-shaped, oh, like a whole heart made out of thumb. That's pretty cool. Wait, are there two? Does he have two? I had to look at my hand to remember the name thumbnail. Wow, I'm great at words. That's really cool, and I'm going to skip right past all of the Alabama jokes because it's a newborn. I have limits, okay? My granddaughter's gym still has the Soviet flag up. Look, you know, when it's behind the trophies and everything like that, it's a lot of work to get up there. It just doesn't matter. Our gym got some uncutted spaghettini. Oh, so it goes around rollers. Oh, that's really cool. I wonder how long spaghetti you can make. Like, Barilla should make prank boxes where it's just one spaghetti. Like, it's just one, but it's a box full of spaghetti. I would pay good money for that. I would also probably eat it because I really love like really long linguini. So yeah, no, gimme. My curtain stopper is shaped like, okay. Oh, I thought it was gonna be EmKay's logos for a second. No, it was just, okay. It's just reminding you, everything's gonna be okay. Just shut the window and don't look outside. This baby crab found on grocery store scallops. That was a sentence that I didn't, like, you ever have one of the sentences that just goes in a completely opposite direction? Yeah, that's one of them. Baby crab, very cute. 2 dragonflies chilling in a hot tub. Having snacks on half a hot dog floating in a lake tied to a string. Okay, the indie bands from earlier, here's your lyrics. I'm disappointed that the image is as accurate as you claimed it to be, and I'm still trying to untie my brain noodles from that sentence alone. This vending machine of hot drinks includes a strong chocolate option. What's the strong chocolate? Is it like super dark or super caffeinated? It's salty hot chocolate with vanilla. Aww. It's not bad. No, that sounds good actually. Salty, I'm out. Salt in your coffee actually takes out quite a bit of bitterness, and it doesn't take much. Edit. I feel I should add that I do not salt my coffee. I would try that. I think I've tried that. I've tried butter in my coffee because the streamer that actually got me into content creation many years ago, like, swore up and down that butter in your coffee was the best thing ever. I don't think it's the best thing ever, but it's pretty good. Lumber from a piece of sugar maple that has been tapped many times over the years. I've always wanted to see the inside of that. That's less dramatic than I was hoping. I thought like there'd be gaps and stuff like that, or like bits of it would look like bleached or almost white. I mean, the grain does sort of look like that, but yeah. I made this shirt by hanging it in a window for a year and letting the sun bleach it. That's really cool. How did you keep it aligned? Or did you like put a template over it? Oh wait, the black bit is the temp. Okay, I see. You put tape? That's really cool. I like that. This onion ring looks like the Volt symbol from Borderlands. Wasn't there I swear there was a food-based campaign for Borderlands where they actually did the Archie Volt thingy. Still, that looks really good. That's like on point. Now I want onion rings too. Met a guy with the same name, same tattoo. Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. This Malteser's chocolate bar that came without any chocolate on it. Okay, that's a crime. The video game at my burger joint was made by Logitech. There's an H at the end, but that's fine. There's a video game at your burger joint? Wait. Hang on. Is this like oh, it's a top-down cabinet. Oh, that's fascinating. On one hand, I'm like, oh wow, this could be worth a lot of money. On the other hand, I'm glad it's like still in use and still in a restaurant. My Korean hotel has a window repelling? Oh, like repel, like insects. No, a window repelling hook for escaping during emergencies. That's not a terrible idea. Yeah, I mean, that's at a certain height, you can't use ladders. Like we have window ladders and stuff, but at a certain point, like you're out of height, like you're gonna run out of ladders. So I mean, that works. The sun beaming down on my bananas. turned them black after about 3 hours. Fascinating. I don't fruit, but I'm sure somebody else will have an explanation for this one. This dog has to have a special do not approach leash. Yes. In general, you shouldn't approach a dog that you don't know. Like, dogs with previous abuse exist, and then they get adopted by nicer people, hopefully, that then treat them better, and then they rehabilitate them into the world. But like, that trauma doesn't ever evaporate overnight, and they still have to go for walks, so like, I don't know. A duck bill for your dog! That's hilarious for 5 seconds. And or if the dog is a good sport and is like okay for costumes and stuff like that, because some dogs are. Don't use it for more than 5 seconds, and it's probably not worth the cost for that 5 seconds. The way my knife broke while I was cutting apples. Yeah, there's supposed to be more to the blade, not just a little tiny dinky just notch into the handle. It's supposed to go deeper. The reason knives have handles that are the length that they are is that the knife is supposed to continue through the handle. I'm sorry you got gypped by the cheap knife. Today, I went to the United Kingdom's northernmost wood. Just one piece of wood that is the northernmost wood. The trees look really creepy here. It's like the sun was constantly moving in weird spiral patterns while they're growing. They were like, no, I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Now I'm over here. One of my eyelashes is blonde and twice as long. Yeah, that happens. Really fascinating, actually. It happens when there's basically a signal to your hair follicle that says, okay, that thing's hair long enough, stop growing it and fall out. If that signal doesn't get sent correctly, you end up with a hair that just keeps growing. Eventually, it usually breaks off or, falls out, but that follicle is usually like damaged or something like that. 2 5-leafed clovers I found today. Get your Geiger counter out, just to make sure. That isn't based in reality or anything. I just seemed like something you'd want to check. Duplicate Lego sets have different number of parts. Yes, they do. Lego will and has revised sets in the past, typically either for if things aren't clear or if things end up not being as rigid as they want or in different regions. Also, the number of parts you get left over with, like all the little tiny like single and double stud things and accessories, those are all done by weight, and they calibrate the scales to be slightly over so that it's always erring on the side of making sure you have all the parts and maybe a few extra instead of under, and then they have to send you another part. So the part count is only reflective of the parts needed to build the actual model, not the number of parts that are actually in the box. More stuff you didn't ask for, but you're here, so you're welcome.
Rodent is storing acorns, no, not a famous music artist, acorns in my car's vent. Well, clearly you suck at keeping your car clean so much, the rodent itself is having to resort to giving your car a bit of a nutty, musky scent. Muskiness mainly coming from the rodent's rat droppings, but that's beside the point. My bachelor's degree is signed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's rather disappointing that that's the signature. I was kind of expecting some sort of weird, his name signed along the side there. But I guess on the other side of things, that's a really weird thing to have someone sign. This balcony has a balcony on it. Okay, you gotta ask, is this a flex? Or would you say this is terrible architecture design? Because on one hand, 2 balconies. On the other hand, it's weirdly 2 balconies. At least if you drop your phone off the top balcony, it's not, immediately lost. We visited the largest bench in Germany. As an Australian, and therefore a citizen of a country that is literally famous for the amount of unnecessarily big versions of things, I call this a cute attempt to replicate our magnificence. You got a bench? We've got a big banana! And a big pineapple! And a big ram! And I'll have you know, it does have its testicles on the sculpture. Why does it? A real and very rare $500 bill. Let me just screenshot that and copy and paste on a Word document 500 times, and bam! There we go. Out of rarity. You're welcome. My dad burnt a pancake so bad, it camouflages with the black pan. Oh God, I don't want to judge, because I know I could achieve this very easily myself, somehow. Some say the most skilled chefs are magicians in the kitchen. I disagree. I believe the true magic comes from those who achieve this level of terrible skill. The Volkswagen Golf Harlequin I spotted today. That is just entirely 80s fashion right there. This painting in a waiting room is the same print as my phone case. Well, clearly one of you has to change. And let's be honest, the painting was there first, so off you go. The way the light hits this spider web makes it look like a CD-ROM. My God, the spiders, they're learning how to pirate. What blood looks like with the red blood cells removed. Ugh, it's like off beer. Does that, in a way, kind of make alcoholics vampires? And that would make vampire hunters just extremely passionate volunteers for Alcoholics Anonymous. Found an IRL thinking chair at an estate sale today. Yo, how do you, like, not at least fathom that this could possibly be the original thinking chair? Oh, I'm fathoming it so much I've run out of the ability to say possibly properly. Swear to God, if you buy that thing and don't read your mail while sitting on it, you've wasted your money. My dishwasher has a spot specifically for chopsticks. Something tells me that their original designs always had this, but they realized no one was ever aware that they were there. But simply spend another $1,500 on a brand new washer and it comes with a piece of plastic to tell you where to put them. Last year, we had a bag break and it dropped a 1.75 liter bottle of vodka, and the pavement's been clean there ever since. Yeah, just your friendly reminder that most alcohol is technically a cleaning product. But my goodness, if that cleaning product doesn't go swell with an orange juice. These are plastic things used to keep a dead person's eyes and lips closed for a funeral. Why is it smiling? I am never going to be able to look at an open casket funeral without knowing this is in them. Dune book that you can read on any sides. Oh, yo, that's actually very well done. Hats off to the designer of that cover. Though I guess someone could easily mistake this for saying bund. This Waffle House menu has sales tax included. Yeah, I'm assuming this is America. America, I have a complaint to make towards your department. Why don't you include sales tax? I go out to eat food, not do personal math equations. This window in a local library that goes into a creek. Please invest in putting some sort of submerged bookcase in the creek. My daughter's homemade Dalek costume. Okay, that is amazing. It's the perfect costume for when you want to put in some creative juices, but also want to be able to push people away from you if you don't feel like socializing. Found this 1829 silver half dime in the woods. Nickels weren't invented yet. How dare you? Do you realize the value of that kind of currency back then? Someone's clearly spent the last 192 years trying to recollect their financial stability, and you just go ahead and take it from them. My dad found a face as the pocket of his pepperoni pizza pants. God damn, that is no doubt the person who made those pants. And if it isn't, I am severely disappointed. That is a beautiful Easter egg, sir. Well done. My able-bodied wife found herself in a fencing tournament with a wheelchair-restricted opponent. At first, I'm assuming they're stuck in place, but then there's all these wiring around. Like, can those things move? Someone research this for me because I'm too lazy to. This clean color spectrum on my floor right now. Oh, careful, you're breaking the matrix. Neurologist, let me take a picture of my spinal fluid after my lumbar puncture procedure. Please don't be gross, please don't be gross, please don't be gross. Okay, that's not too bad. I was genuinely expecting something far more disgusting than just clearness. But also on that note, oh dear God, that is a lot of fluid. The way the mud froze on my truck looks like a painting in the forest. Yo, what? I mean, you understand, you can never wash your car now, right? Like, seal it away in some sort of mass freezer. That is genuine art. A salt crystal I grew at home. One might judge this as looking rather small of a crystal, but hey, don't be so salty. My microwave has a help button. Okay, you can't just reveal that to us and not explain what it does or says. The feet on this bench at my gym look a lot like an impaled iPhone. Well, you wonder what they do with recycled phones. When you clean out the table saw after a few jobs, it looks straight up geological. I disagree. That looks like a giant chocolate-filled lamington. God damn it, now I'm hungry. Saw a little car that only fits one person and only has one headlight. No, I'm sorry, that is not a car. That is a go-kart. How can that thing possibly catch up enough speed to be roadworthy? There is just something uncomfortable about a car with only one headlight. My lotion looks like a cat? Aw, look at that cute little creamy pussy cat. I can't wait to rub it. God damn it. I can't wait to rub it all over my face. I'm not proud of that one, okay? I'm not proud. A microwave cookbook for lonely people. Oh, come on. It doesn't even say that. It just says for one. That doesn't mean we're lonely. Okay? Just means we don't need to buy as much from the supermarket. This perfectly stocked grocery store, the day before its grand opening. If there's something I'd like to tick off my bucket list, it's to go inside a store just as they've restocked everything. I want to experience the eerie discomfort of everything being perfectly organized. This guy at a Starbucks reading the paper from 1963. Okay, come on. This guy is clearly a time traveler who accidentally went far more into the future than he planned. As if he has that hood over his face as some sort of fashionable choice. My dad still has an unopened bottle of chilled Crystal Pepsi in his fridge. Would you look at that? Something to use as blackmail should dad not do what you want. A very literal half pint. That is no doubt a gag glass for those who ask for, I'll just have half if I can. Found an overdue rental at my mum's house from 1994. Damn, ain't you lucky that they ran out of business. Fairy ring that grew in my yard. I know this looks aesthetically beautiful and kinda cool it happened so naturally, but I see these kind of mushrooms and my young boy childhood instincts kick in. I need to kick those over.
I'm sorry, I love destruction.
My sister saw the rock that was on the cover of her college textbook. Oh, look at you, Mr. Rock. You're more of a celebrity than me. Now I'm less cooler than 2 rocks. The store by my new house still sells candy cigarettes. There's a company here in Australia that tried to rebrand theirs, leaning as far away from the subtle implication that they're cigarettes as much as possible. Know what they called them? Fads. Yeah, you thought something else, didn't you? I threw a very long shadow at sunset near Hatteras, North Carolina. Orc. Yeah, nice try, Slender Man. I'm sure it's just the angle of the sun. Every Vauxhall car built since 2004 had a hidden shark somewhere in the car. Found mine in the glove box. Okay, you know what? That is actually really awesome. Please normalize the idea of car manufacturers having Easter eggs in their own products. There's a public solar-powered smartphone charging station in my city. Okay, that's cool, but why is it shaped like a bench? Does it work through the power of your anus? Because I'm gonna take a long walk and the last thing I'm gonna see when I see that thing is the idea of charging my phone. No, I'm gonna put my butt on it. Can only imagine how confused an elderly person would be when they come across this thing. Yeah, my butt's feeling rather warm. Snake looking through my glass door. Aww, just let him in. Come on. Just look at those beady eyes. He's lonely. My girlfriend made a stew inside a pumpkin. Okay, yeah, sure. That's cool. Whatever. That's talented. But again, have you been able to make it the same color as your own black pan? I don't think so. Because you're not magic. You're nothing. You're basic. The sun reflection through my window is shaped like a sword.
Hello, my child.
Oh, wow, cool, a sword.
No, it is I, your lord and
I'm gonna
snake.
go stab things with it.
Screw this, I'm flooding y'all.
The public restroom has facing toilets. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Best friends do everything together. A classroom in my university has a tree growing inside of it. Okay, what? Who screwed up the building plan this much? Surely someone, at some point in the building process, was like, why don't we just make this part the outdoor area? Why not here? Can someone get me in contact with that tree's lawyer? My $10 trillion Zimbabwe banknote I use as a bookmark. Okay, that is just mean. I'm sure it is a quirky collectible of some kind, but man, what a dig at Zimbabweans. US banknotes are actually slightly color-coded. I boosted the saturation in the pic.
As you see, Your Honor, my client's Monopoly money was a totally acceptable currency in this scenario.
Vape detection in our school restrooms. Okay, as someone who went to a school where they said they had security cameras, but upon going to the local reject shop, you find out they were just dummy cameras, I think you should test this out. A receipt found in a book from 1992. Not a vegetable in sight. What are you talking about? Look, they got beans. What the f? My Claritin is packaged weird. Clearly, they need a packet with a bit more clarity. On a side note, I do believe it is because it better defines their brand of the product. I'd imagine another brand of this drug would use a different design of packaging. No, that's just my theory. A game theory! My odometer has no 0, 1, 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, and 4 4s. Well, that's it. You can't drive that from now on. You understand that, right? Like, you will be sent to jail. I will personally go into politics to make changing this kind of thing illegal. Just do the equivalent of taxidermying a car and leave it there. I saw Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan, at McDonald's. Ew, what? Is he trying to be a human? Oh, who does he think he is? Using up someone else's place in line when he could easily afford to get Uber Eats instead.
I refuse to face the irony that my hate for him not splurging his money makes me hate him even more. Privileged rich person.
The map chipped into this post. What? Oh, that's cool. I mean, look, if you're gonna do some light, mild vandalism, this is probably the cutest way to do it. And it's done so well. Shirts made from plastic bottles. Trash, shred, spin, wear. Although, isn't this process actually a huge contributor to microplastics being in everything and everywhere and in our food and in our blood? Or is that something different I'm thinking of? $100 fine for eating durian fruit in my hotel in Vietnam. What's the problem with that stuff? I mean, obviously there's a real reason behind it, but I wonder what it is. This ice cream arrived without a lid and with the Best By date showing stamped right on the ice cream. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd give it a try and then probably die. This hotel has different soda brands on different floors. Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of nice. Also, when you say different soda brands, you just mean Coke and Pepsi. They are different brands, yeah, but I was expecting there to be a 7-Up floor, then a Pepsi floor, then we have the Coke floor, now we have an RC Cola floor. Not just Pepsi, Coke, Coke, Pepsi, Coke, Coke, Pepsi, Pepsi, and Coke. We use Hulk hands to move cacti at my work. Well, I guess that's one way to do it. It seems a little silly, but if it works, it works. I have a Mylar Pikachu balloon on a stick I bought in 1999, and it's still inflated. That's actually kind of crazy. I bet it doesn't... well, no, actually, the ones that were on the sticks never did float. Were they? I don't know. Brain no work. Pikachu cool. Same cars with the license plate numbers being one number away. Why isn't this over on the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit? It belongs there. My son's new Carhartt coat has multiple lines for new owners once he grows out of it. It's because they know their jackets are always going to be there. I like that. Owner 1, 2, and 3. They last forever. They know it's going to be a hand-me-down. Got 3 breakfast sandwiches, and they were all packaged differently. That is a little odd. I can't really think of a reason unless they were just completely running out of stuff. They asked several times if I was sure I couldn't get in the car. Yeah, pretty goddamn sure I can't make it into my car, asshat. You sure? Yeah, I'm f***ing sure. What kind of damn question is that, all right? Look at this parking lot's amazing. Look at those. They have buffers for a reason. And you're the douchebag that parks in the buffer? Screw you. I know damn well this motherfucker did it because you were driving an electric car. Not just a Tesla, it was because you were driving an electric car. Abandoned car turned art piece in hospital parking garage. Right. How long has it been there? Probably forever. This car owner probably died. Just saying. That does happen. More often than you'd think. So please don't draw on cars that have been in the hospital for a while. It feels kind of inappropriate and strange. Domestic hot water pipe in high-rise hotel. Oh my actual good Lord Christ Jesus on ice skates. Oh, what do you think it tastes like? Just kidding. Don't. This license plate is all B's and 8s. That's actually kind of crafty. Let's see if the cops can make the distinction before they get you ticketed, right? I hit a ticket jackpot and started redeeming the tickets before they finished dispensing. Okay, that's funny though. You deserve it. That must feel great because screw those ticket places, right? I, a Canadian, own a car from North Korea. That's kind of cool though, right? Just kidding. It's probably not. It's probably not a great car, and you know it was not made under great means. Giant puffball mushroom my sister found in the woods. Holy shit! When you said giant, you were not kidding. Wow! The only way that this could be cuter is if it were red with white spots. Although I think that would kill you. You would die. You would not turn into a bigger version of yourself. My grandpa kept almost all of the rabies tags from his dogs. Well, that's something. Your grandpa's either really good at taking care of a lot of dogs at once, or really, really bad at taking care of one dog at a time. I have a Left 4 Dead poster with the right hand. They changed to the left hand before the release of the game. That I did not know. I saw this on my own a little while back and had to verify it because it's really easy easy to. And yeah, I guess they did flip it around. So that's kind of cool. Pretty neat. One of the best games ever. My mom painted this outlet to match the rocks. Well, out of sight, out of mind. I wonder how often you're going to remember it's there, because she did a great goddamn job of matching. Just saw this Roomba on top of a Norwegian mall door. How the hell did it get up there, though? Who put it up there? Its charger is up there. As long as it doesn't fall down and smack someone in the head one day. 2-month-old running shoes versus brand new ones. Those are at 2-month-old. Either you're running 55 miles a day, or Adidas does actually make the shittiest shoes in the world. A $10 pair of Walmart shoes looks like that after 2 months of heavy use. But 60 plus Adidas? No, that is bull, man. Found bill of sale on a 1919 Model T. Let's see how much that sucker cost. In the year 1919, it was a total of $325. It looks like, according to the very first inflation calculator that I found when Googling, $325 in 1919 is just under $6,000 today. So, damn. Why don't we go back to cars that are incredibly unsafe to drive, really weird and rickety and scary, have horrible gas mileage, can only go like 30 miles an hour downhill at best, have no heat, have no air conditioning, and then we'll start saving ourselves some money again. MacBook Air M2 corner radius is the same as the AirPods Pro 2 radius. Say what you will about Apple, they sure designed things to be pretty first and foremost. I was adopted in 1965, and my parents saved the receipt. Oh, 1965, they spent $300 on you. Hold on, I still have my inflation calculator open. So today, they spent $2,854 on you. Were you worth it? Huh? Were you? They saved the receipt just so they could maybe someday make the joke of, I got the receipt, I could still return you. Just found that the plastic knives in my school are terrible at cutting, and I've been ingesting microplastics. Yay! How safe and delightful. Let's feed the kids plastic. We haven't had cakes or cookies in any Mexican Costco nationwide because of a stupid TikTok that went viral on how a person resold them by the slice or through Facebook Marketplace for triple the price. Resellers are lined up at the store's opening and everything is gone in 10 minutes. Wow. Scalpers will never stop. It is so pathetic. Look, we're all out there trying to get a bag, all right? But not even just collectors are in trouble of you scalpers, because I know there's at least a couple of you out there watching this video. Everything is in danger because of you guys. Everything is becoming impossible to get or more unaffordable because of you guys. Jesus Christ, not even cake is safe, dude. What a joke. The bill for a semester at Harvard in 1869. Wouldn't you know? $340, or just shy of $341. Let's round it to $341 per school year, because I'm not going by semester, I'm just going by full school year, so 2 semesters. We'll go by, why not? $341. So how much is $341 from 1869 to 2023? Well, looks like per school year at Harvard it was Harvard, right? A semester at Harvard. Again, I just doubled it. We're going by the school year. 170 buckaroos per semester. That's working out to, in today's money, about $8,000 per school year at Harvard. Now, how expensive is your average school year at Harvard today? Like, actually, because I know it ain't $8,000. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I just looked it up on Harvard's own website. I may not be reading this correctly, but it says Harvard college tuition rates for the academic year of 2023 to 2024. Tuition alone is $54,269. If you're going off of housing rate, health services, student services, activity fees, and food rate, that year is $79,450. Again, I could be reading this incorrectly, and that's, more than a year, but it looks like it's saying a year. So, what the actual Harvard? Jeez, dude. Wow. Good news. I graduated college. Bad news. Oh no, they f***ing folded it. They always do, man. My dash camera produces just enough heat to prevent overnight frost buildup. Too bad it can't do that for the whole windshield. That is a lot of cracks. Damn. My chai is almost the exact shade of the inside of my mug. Well, that's gotta be a little weird. Where'd all my tea go? My girlfriend is applying to online jobs. This company made their sign-off sheet available for editing to anyone with a link, meaning anyone can write wherever they want. Well, that's an interesting choice on their part, I must say. The ring mirror in my hotel bathroom reflects differently off my glasses since each eye has its own prescription. I don't know why I always forget that it's actually quite common for glasses to have two separate lenses going on, if not constantly the norm. My brain is dumb. My daughter asked for help finding a word in her word search booklet. I literally can't find a single one. I could be here all day trying to help you out, and I'm not going to be of any more use. I came in my kitchen to find— You did what in your kitchen? To find a lizard using a sponge as a raft in the sink. I live in New Mexico. Oh, well, you live in New Mexico. How's this not the norm there? I left this perfectly finished cottage pie in the oven. My father decided to help. Oh, wait, what happened? What's going on? I left this in the oven for 3 minutes while I ran my kid a bath. My dad decided he'd fix the perfect meal by slapping slices of cheese on top. Yeah, slices of cheese make everything better, right? Fell asleep watching a video and woke up to the ultimate butt dial to my landlord. What the hell? Have you been hacked? Good luck! My roommate's making alcohol in our room, and it has a very strange smell. Can you ask them not to distill alcohol in a shared space? Not only did my box of 90 treats have only 75 candies, but also 1 Sour Patch Kids. What's the main bag look like? Really? Really? They've got the Sour Patch Kid front row and center, and there's only 1 in there? Oh, that's a rip, dude. Road sign wishing butterflies a good migration south for the winter. Well, they need it. I'm wishing them a good migration. Girlfriend put the linguine and spaghetti in the same pack because they're the same. Oh my god, I can feel a rumbling as every Italian on the internet is sprinting back to their computers to try and murder this woman, the way my dog's spots faded over 10 years. Still cute though. My sink sprayer has a tough spot remover. It shoots a high pressure stream down the middle that's surprisingly powerful, but a cone of water around it that blocks all of the splashes. Now that is genius. I want one of those, please. I want that. The difference between the stitches in my eyes from my first, left, and second, right corneal transplants. Eye surgery is so fun to look at. The gravestones, not stones, it's 1 gravestone. I'm making up words. This gravestone is shared by twin sisters. One lived for just 2 days, the other for 101 years. Holy God. A church put a roadblock in the road in the middle of the night and then yelled at me as I was moving their stuff. A church can put up roadblocks? Excuse me? Since when can churches just do whatever the actual hell they want? These sugary drinks were complimentary in the dentist waiting room. Yeah, that son of a bitch knows exactly what he's doing. Gotta get them repeat customers. Although, you know what you can do? You can cut them out by drinking the Diet Coke there. Not gonna be nearly as much at risk for cavities with that bad boy. This CVS has locked up everything in this aisle except the sunscreen. I love that this is happening more and more everywhere. Pretty soon, workers aren't even going to be able to do their jobs. They're just going to have to stand at attention in every aisle because we need them to unlock every 5 seconds. Whenever I go to my local Walmart, that's what I have to do. If I want to get a lot of stuff, I have to go and hunt someone down, and 9 times out of 10, they don't even have a key, so they have to go hunt someone down themselves. This card that came with a gold PS4 I won from Taco Bell. Okay, that's f***ing cool. I really hope you kept it and kept it in good condition. I'm not kidding. That's like a creme de la creme collector's thing I want so bad. I'd also like the Taco Bell Xbox that has the gong sound when you turn it on. Wife talking with no chance of me hearing what she's saying. What? My lovely wife of 31 plus years is a soft talker. I have trouble hearing her sometimes in a quiet room. I even had my hearing tested to make sure I didn't have any issues. My problem is that my wife will talk to me when there's little chance I'll hear anything she says. She'll talk to me from the kitchen when I'm in the laundry room with the dryer going. She'll talk to me from the living room when I'm in the restroom with the door closed. She'll talk to me when I'm standing in the garage with the overhead door closing and she's walking into the house. I'm not sure how many more times I can say, "I'm sorry, honey, but I didn't hear you." Just have her start writing you letters. My cat has double canines, a condition known as retained deciduous teeth. That sounds really cool. Metal as hell. The cousin explainer. Yeah, I'm sorry, I ain't got time to read all that though. That's a lot of great. Sorry that happened. Or congrats though. There's a bug in my microwave clock. Well, that's unfortunate. I wouldn't be using that microwave at all anymore. The Queen of England outlasted the commemorative tree. The commemorative tree? Oh! was planted to commemorate the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. Good lord. My cotton candy shriveled after leaving it in the hotel room in the tropical country I'm visiting. Well, that does sound about right, unfortunately. For you, that is. I was legally 2 years older than I was until I was 16 due to an error on my birth certificate when I was born. Oh, well, congrats, I guess.
A ladybug carrying another ladybug on its back. Hey pal, I don't think there's any carrying going on here, at least not yet. I'm gonna be honest, you know, jokes aside, I did not expect ladybug back shots to be on my bingo card for this video. My laundry pod made it through the laundry. Oh. Those Johns ain't clean. Those Johns ain't clean at all. Run them again. A 19th century guide to how much you can sue for losing different limbs, and you can go ahead and follow along at home. Limb losses, average damages in 1890. So, you know, if it's just your so if it's up to your forearm, it's 250. If it's up to the whole shoulder, 270. You lose just the calf of the leg, it's 210. Up to the upper thigh, that's 250. You lose your head. Is that just a head or a head and hands? What's going on with this guy in the middle? Why is that 500? I don't think I'd be getting any damages if I lost my head. I would be dead. I think it just means both hands. Both hands is 500. Both legs is 400. Arms up to the shoulder is 600. You become a, you know, quadriplegic, it's $1,000. But if you just lose only half, it's 750. So we now know how much an arm and a leg really costs when someone says that as like a, you know, like, oh, that's going to cost an arm and a leg. I mean, nowadays it's much higher. This is, of course, 1890. Like if you lose your leg at the knee or below nowadays, at least from my research, I could be totally wrong, but my research says it's like in the upper tens of thousands. So, you know, a lot better. My math notebook after I decided to fit every lesson onto one single page, but always with different color. Oh, but why? But why would you do that? How are you absorbing any of this information? What do you gain from this? Like this looks like something insane. This is like Portal's the Rat Man. This is some of his scrawlings. This croissant looks like an N64 controller, and it's the most delicious kind of controller. It comes free with your copy of Lunch Quest. This nightlight has been on 24/7 for the past 11 years. What is it running on to still be powered? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Centennial light, which is the world's longest lasting light bulb. And it's a real thing. It's been burning since 1901. The N on this NSA highway sign in Maryland is upside down. Well, now that you've noticed it, they're gonna have to take you in for questioning. That was a test. And now, and since you passed, they need you on the team. But not only is it's upside down and it's backwards. It's like it's both. This new stick of Old Spice I just opened has a little ship in the deodorant part. Oh, yeah, that's real cute. Because it's like, you know, it's the logo. Is this something they just started doing? Because I didn't realize. I don't use Old Spice, so I didn't know that they just started stamping their logo into it. This restaurant tiled their walls with pennies. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm actually not sure. Like in my head, that sounded cool, but seeing the execution is a lot less cool. Also, could you imagine you put all these pennies on the wall and you accidentally put like one with like a mint error or like a wheat penny or some like crazy ass like copperless zinc penny or something? Like if I'm sitting down to dine and I see a penny on the wall that's gonna be worth like $1,000, I am doing everything in my power to chisel that off the wall, getting it cleaned up. That's mine now. Children's plane toy has two very worried pilots. Well, yeah, because the plane's not running on gas anymore. It's running off of the kid going. I'd be worried too. They don't know where the flight's going. My pinky is much shorter than my other fingers. I mean, it's normal for the pinky to be the smallest finger. The ratio on this one is pretty interesting. Like that's an interesting ratio for the pinky finger length to the ring finger. Like I'm looking at mine right now. My pinky it's just below the top part of my ring finger. I don't even know how you say it. Like the second knuckle ring, if you're talking from the palm of the hand, first knuckle ring, second knuckle ring. I feel like this post has gotten everyone watching this looking at their fingers being like, is my pinky really short? Our grass is greener where we walk around the bush with a pram. Well, you know, maybe that means that the baby got some like a really good green thumb. Maybe the baby's gonna grow up to be a gardener or something. Maybe it's a silver lining, you know? This is a wooden manta ray sculpture decorated with thousands of glass beads in an indigenous art form called Wiaraica art. Whoa, can we get a zoom in on the beads? Imagine like bit by bit by bit, piece by piece, you're building this up, and this is is incredibly detailed. My dad's rice cooker looks unimpressed. Oh yeah, he's mad. He just saw you turn up the thermostat and he is pissed, dude. Why are you touching the thermostat? He's giving me that Easter Island dum-dum gimme gum-gum type look, dude. My sea salt is from a lake. Oh yeah, dude. Natural sea salt from Utah's Great Salt Lake. Well, that doesn't seem very oceany to me. My skylight has a pinhole camera effect when it's in vent mode. That's really cool. Look at the reflection. That's super sick. I mean, that just lets you see what's going on around you. Granted, looks like it might be upside down, but hey, you still get to see what's going on around you. Wall art without having to pay for it. A bigger than average snail I picked up at work. Well, you know, it is indeed a bigger than average snail, but I feel like I wasn't prepared for what that was going to be. With just the title. Like, you can't just say at work and this be it. What do you do? What do you do for a living? Okay, I looked it up. This guy's an oyster farmer. It's pretty cool. And what this thing is called a moon snail. So a moon snail, they are, just big ass snails and they eat clams. So him removing that snail was actually good for his job. Under the hood of a fountain soda dispenser machine. Oh, dude, these are so cool. All right, we are looking at something crazy, something fierce. So I think a soda machine like this is using those like bag and box syrups that are going to contain like all of the sugar and flavoring, and then mixes that syrup with carbonated water, which is just produced from tap water and CO2 to make your finished soda. Tallest man compared to me, 5'2" and wearing platforms. Not even close. Not even close. This dude is towering. Wadlow is fucking crazy huge. My parents kept all my teeth after they fell out. Well, yeah, you know, they're just, the tooth fairy wasn't going to be paying, so someone had to. This clock I made tells me how many hours until high tide or low tide. Ah, that's fun. That's the fisherman's clock. I just looked at the post. The hand also glows in the dark so they can check the tide early for dawn patrol. That's really cool. What do they do for a living that requires that? That's so sick. My train ticket is valid for 16 years. Well, that's nice. You can go on again and again and again and again and again. And if they try to tell you can't, well, then they're violating the ticket. I think this is something where it's like, though, like once you actually scan it, it's no longer valid. Like once you scan it, like, yeah, all right, no more. Also, how crazy is it that 2040 is only 16 years away? In my head, that feels like it's so much longer. My neighbor fixed his trash bin rather than order a new one from the city. And that's what it's all about. It's taking matters into your own hand. Oh, I did not expect it to be like the crack of the bin. But hey, good for him. USPS vehicle abandoned after getting rear wheels dug into gravel. Oh no. Oh no, they're stuck and can't get out. Nah, they're just waiting for the tow truck. That's unfortunate. If you thought dogs are all the mailmen have to worry about, wait until their second, more nefarious nemesis, gravel roads. This sign with detailed hands. So it's very actually shockingly detailed. They're throwing out like jazz hands. Like this is no longer caution wet floor. This is like someone celebrating. Putting in a little razzle dazzle, a little bit of pizzazz in your fall. A house near me has 3 different window designs that aren't equally spaced and makes it look like a Sims build. Well, yeah, they're part of the simulation. They just hadn't got everything installed correctly. The amount of worms in the deep end of my parents' pool when they took the cover off. It looks like that's fishing bait to me. You say worms, I say fish. I say bait. Them chlorinated worms sell for a pretty penny. So I broke my wrist. Ooh. Yeah, I could tell. I could tell you broke your wrist. I don't want to know how that I don't want to know how that feels. How did they even do that? Okay, I found the post. They were on their scooter cruising at top speed, and the scooter came out from under them, and they went straight to the ground on their wrist and did a full front flip scorpion over themselves. Metal plate and screws, and they had to cut on the inside to move the tendon to fix the nerve. Damn, so they ate shit hardcore. My old digital camera malfunctions in such a weird way so that it looks like the sky is purple. Oh, dude, that's so trippy. That's actually sick though. That gives you some cool visuals. I just imagine taking a dope photo shoot with that. I think that's sick. It gives you like an old, like trippy horror movie vibe. I really like it.
This pink glow pineapple that looks like ham. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. I prefer things to be a certain color, you know. Oh god, that sounds racist. Never mind. This piece of 5 gum I found while cleaning out the car had started growing these fuzzy crystals. What a fascinating display of science in action. Now it's time to do your part in advancing human scientific knowledge. Eat it. Eat the gum. Do the same thing that Newton did when trying to learn how the human eye observes light spectrums. He stabbed a needle in his eye. Noticed my girlfriend's dad's arm looks like it belongs to her. You are now slowly understanding why they always say that she takes from her father. Also, why when you had that playful wrestling match earlier, she was really good. How were you pinned for so long? Also, why did you like it? The ice on this lake looks like newly laid asphalt. I refuse to believe that is actually ice. That is way too dark. Okay, no, shut up. And I know you're going to comment me saying, oh, actually, I think that's just because of the light of the water, because it's really deep lake. And thank you, commenter. I have noticed that, okay? Just took me an extra second because I'm sorry, but my brain runs on Internet Explorer. It has since I was 1. No sink mirror in restaurant bathroom.
You are beautiful.
Aw, thanks. I am sweating buckets currently from the aftermath of dealing with what was a subatomic bomb dropping of a toilet experience, but okay, great to know that I look perfect. I'm gonna leave now without even washing my hands. The theater I was at last night had rentable binoculars mounted in the seats. I can't tell if this is really cool or really stupid. This bird just flew onto my finger and then flew away again. Ah, it must have noticed that you didn't wash your hands just because there was no mirror in the bathroom.
Tweet, tweet. Hello, hands. Oh, God. I'm gonna get out of here.
This bird perfectly photobombed my picture on holiday.
A human's taking a photo. Now's my chance to achieve my dream for becoming a cover model. Yeah. Did you get it, human? Send it to my agent.
I'm very curious how they got the boat on top and how they plan on getting it off of it. Oh, God. It's like the Ute went to some sort of boating convention and was like,
Dad, I want a big hat.
Seriously, props to that suspension for carrying that thing. My God. You can't even jokingly phrase that he's brought everything, including the kitchen sink. He literally has a kitchen sink. It's in the motorhome. This sign in the grocery store parking lot, reserved for those who love broccoli.
Hey, that's me.
I'm so gonna turn up to this grocer park in this spot wearing my nice large fur coat, big Sonny's nice smexy hat. Ooh, but if someone parks there in front of me, oh, I'm gonna challenge them to a broccoli off. What's that? You have broccoli for every meal of the day? Well, I plant my broccolis in the ground. That's right, I treat them like trees, bro. You might be a shower, but I'm a grower. This bubble wrap has heart-shaped bubbles. Aw, would you look at that? This is the perfect Valentine's Day gift for... I was going to say anyone who likes this, but I could just say anyone. That it's the exact same description as to the number of people who would be into this. I can think of at least 8 billion people who would be down for this sort of thing. Just going to save this image and send it to my partner and be like, wow, Valentine's Day 2025. Couldn't you imagine? We got a burger chair from Red Robin. And it's perfect. It's perfect for the perfect person to join you at the dinner table. Now you can finally enjoy a family dinner of which you're going to have to uncomfortably always exit that booth because the cat keeps jumping on the goddamn table.
Don't get off the table.
My grocery store has cacao pods. I got one.
Whoa, what?
Oh, God. Oh no, it's the things that Morty had to put up his butt in the first episode. Oh God, they're real. You gotta put them way up there, Morty.
Oh, jeez.
Right up your butthole. Dude, I am learning so much that this is a cacao pod. Like, this is where chocolate comes from? I've almost been on this planet for 3 decades, and I am still being absolutely blown away almost every day.
And I don't mean it that way. Get your head out of the gutter.
This can of San Marzano tomatoes, which only contained water after I opened it. Then where are the tomatoes? Those damn red-faced vegetables. They clearly swapped places with the contents of some worker's water bottle. 1 year worth of cat hair from brushing. Wow, that is so much hair. Eat it. Come on, science. It's a science thing. Totally. Yep. Go on, eat it. I'm curious. And look, there's a cat. So unless your name's Clarity, I've got my hand on this trigger and you better fulfill my desires.
Do what I ask of you, Marianne. Otherwise, the classic saying will also be a doing.
The pattern in this cedar tree. Cheddar tree. That's the word. Yep. Whoa, dude. No, hang on. No, that's a start of some sort of D&D quest right there. As you load the final timber, you notice the strange symbol. Roll a perception check. You realize this symbol is the exact same symbol on the backpack of Timothy from grade 8. That very boy who asked you for V-Bucks and promised to pay you back but conveniently moved schools 2 states over the next week. The Baptist church near my work set up a giant electric chair. Why?
Death to the tall man, the short kings will rise.
The fact it's facing your business too. What did you do to the church, man? Came across scented chargers at the store. What? Are you serious? Capitalism, stop! Stop it! You're embarrassing us! Who in their goddamn mind has ever charged a product and thought, you know what this is missing? A good sniff. Our well-fed yard squirrel, the biggest chungus. You know, at this point, I feel like that squirrel feeder is an absolute insult to this man. He clearly cannot fit through that door anymore, and he knows it, and he's probably depressed now. Well done, you've made the squirrel depressed. Damn it, humans. Got bored of destroying the animals' lives physically, now you have to destroy them psychologically as well. How this club in Vietnam is advertising their renovation. Oh my god, and they're all such old memes. It's beautiful. They could have just had it all black, but no, someone, clearly named Han, still wanted to give the space a bit of, something that people would stop by and look at. Good on ya, Han. Okay, but also, what if this entire club is just full of these memes? Would that be cringe, or would it, at this point, be retro? My contacts were shipped with glasses for the upcoming solar eclipse. Open flaps for a surprise. How dare you? I mean, I swear these companies are getting far too comfortable with us. Buy me a drink first. A door at my work. Okay, your door is haunted. There are clearly woodland spirits who have been crucified and imprisoned within that woodwork. I would suggest you flee and burn this place down, but I think, honestly, that's probably just going to release them into the world. The signs on the side of the highway in Texas warn against stopping on the road for the solar eclipse.
No stopping on highway to view eclipse.
That didn't say anything about my car stopping. As long as I keep moving, I'm technically not stopping. I just moved in this house, and there is a great egret who just comes in the house. Okay, what the frick is an egret? It's okay. No, I was gonna say swan, but no, it's well, it's an egret. Congratulations, your house comes with an animal butler. A tree in my backyard looking like E.T. Oh, jeez. E.T. needs to see a doctor about those growths. That's why he was so desperate to get home in the movie. He had a serious food allergy. Fun fact for those who don't know, with the popularity of E.T., McDonald's tried to jump on the bandwagon by not making just toys, but a movie, their own version called Mac and Me. It failed spectacularly, and I don't want them to ever forget it. I was born with a crooked bone in my skull, resulting in my unique eyebrow. Oh my god, this man is always naturally a villain. He's always passionately monologuing about a plot he's just so proud of. Who needs an eyebrow tinting? Just get a genetic crooked bone in your skull. My fortune cookie reads like a technical manual. Digital circuits are made from analog parts. Well, yeah, gee, thanks. Wow, so helpful. Gusher's wrapper turns white after I changed the color of my lights. Okay, wait, I'm going to admit stupidity here, but did like the color from them fade because of the lights, reflecting off it, or just because you've got different lighting and so the color's still there? If you change it back to the original lighting you had in the first photo, it would still be yellow again. Am I? Guys, help. The feeder I got from the store already had a sleeping hummingbird on it. It's like... He's literally camping ready for the gates of the theme park to open. Everyone else stupidly planning to arrive at 9 a.m. I'm here at 3 a.m. This weird ice that forms on rotten wood near where I live. Wow. Cool. Say, have you ever thought about being a scientist? It's great. You get to taste so many different things. Go on now, eat it for science. Eat it for science. IKEA has flat-packed chocolate bunnies. I hate this but love it at the same time. This is great. And so stupid, but also, oh god, would this be satisfying to play with as a kid.
I am God, both a creator and a destroyer.
This piece of lettuce in my sink looks like a winking kitten. God damn, it does. Wow, that's incredibly particular, but scientifically, adorably cute.